Grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Ball Dnt Lie podcast. This is your boy Dexter, your host, the one and only. Welcome back to another show. I'm glad to be back. Man, there's a lot to get into about this whole Eastern Conference Finals. Forget about the Western Conference Finals. It looks like the Suns are going to, end that in Game 5, maybe Game 6, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. But as of right now, we're going to speak about Game 3 that just happened in Atlanta with the Hawks and the Bucks, and that was a good game to me. I enjoyed every single second of it until actually Trae Young got hurt with his ankle, but I'll go ahead and break that down in a second. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell notification and then smash that like button, and I appreciate the love. I'm on every single streaming platform. I'm on IGTV, every single podcast out there. For the ones that have been actually watching and tuning in and actually responding back, I can't thank y'all enough. I always give y'all a shout out every single episode. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. This game was lit. I don't know if y'all actually seen the game, but I actually enjoyed the game. And the game was insane from the beginning. It was going back and forth. Trae Young, being a young star he is, he actually showed out. He showed out to this game. And Giannis did his thing, and Kris Middleton did his thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and break everything down to you. I'm gonna go ahead and run this whole entire clip, the highlight of the game, and y'all guys can actually see what transpired. So let's go ahead and just get into it. Trae Young, look at this. 15 points, 9 turnovers in game 2. So he comes out in game 3 splashing, right? Oh, well, I'm going to put from 30 feet. Whap. Steph Curry looking like, right? People think he's actually better than Steph Curry. That's kind of crazy. Trae Young again, right? 3-pointer again. Ooh, hit him with the shimmy. Crazy. Look at that. Game 2, 6 for 16. In game 1, he was 6 for 9 in the first quarter. Yeah, 14 points in the first quarter. But the Atlanta Hawks played great today. Look at it. Giannis leaking out. What are you going to do? Oh, man. Lou Will with the business decision right there. Giannis with the easy bucket. That's automatic. Then you have Giannis cutting in here, right here in the paint. Easy dunk. Pump faked over Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter actually fell for that. But Trae Young was the answer in the first half. Hitting 35 feet over Giannis. He had 17 points in the first half, 7 for 12 in the field. Giannis had 16 points. Third quarter. Look at Trae Young. Man, this pick and roll is crazy. Like, running back, this pick and roll is crazy. Like, they can't stop it. Giannis gets the ball around the back, hits a three-pointer. Man, he's shooting 17% in the actual playoffs with the 3-point. So, big guy going to paint. They get a steal right here. Give it to – see, this is what happened. So, Trae Young stepped on referee Sean Wright's ankle, rolled it in the third quarter, and then went out for the remainder of the third quarter, came back in the fourth quarter, 8 minutes left in the game. As you can see him walking back to the locker room. It's going to be good. We're going to see what's going to happen in game 4 with the MRI. We'll see what happens tomorrow with him. But he shows up in the last 8 minutes. But Kris Middleton was the answer in the fourth quarter. They were up 7 points with 8 minutes remaining. The Hawks were up by 7 points. Then Kris Middleton happened. Hits a jumper. Then a three-pointer. The guy, he dropped 25 points in the fourth quarter himself. Look at Deer District in Milwaukee going berserk out there. Looks like Jurassic Park from Toronto, right? Trae Young, that was his only basket in the fourth quarter. He only had 3 points in the fourth quarter, ended with 35 points. Middleton again, tough shot, man. This team goes as far as Kris Middleton. I've been saying that all year long. PJ Tucker, nope, I'm going to pass it to Kris Middleton because he got the hot hand. Splash. In your face. Dude had killer instinct, man. Again, give it to Middleton. He wanted it. He wanted it so bad because he's been hearing all the flack over the first 2 games, wasn't performing. He dropped 38 points in this game. 25 points of it came in the fourth quarter. Middleton again. Oh, yeah, you can't guard me. Oh, yeah, I'm going to hit you with that 3-pointer in your face. Bah! Bogdanović, you can't guard Middleton. You know that. Then Giannis with the fade over here. That was his only basket in the fourth quarter. Middleton was the answer. Middleton again, step back, fade away over Gallinari, bucket. Man, 25-8 run. Was it 25-8 run? Yeah, 25-8 run in the fourth quarter. And this is the crazy part. Or is it 25-7 run, actually? 25 of those points happened in the last 8 minutes of the game, 7 minutes and 15 seconds. 25 of those points came from Kris Middleton. And out of the 7 points in the fourth quarter, only 3 came from Trae Young. And the crazy thing about that is that obviously we know he's not like he wasn't the same player. Obviously, he rolled his ankle. He missed half of the third quarter. He missed almost half of the fourth quarter. He comes back in and he only hits a 3-pointer. But the biggest name of the night that everyone's talking about is Kris Middleton. Kris Middleton, to me, has one of the best mid-range games in the NBA, hands down. Like Chris Paul, everyone's harping about Chris Paul, but Kris Middleton is one of the best mid-range shooters in the game. Like, if you look at the highlight, you had Gallinari guarding him. You had Bogdanović guarding him. You have Kevin Huerter guarding him. Like, Solomon Hill to a certain degree. I think he guarded him a few possessions. Those guys can't guard Kris Middleton. And I'm going to keep saying this. And I know Stack out there really thinks, and Stack is Steven Jackson, obviously him, up in smoke with Matt Barnes, or all the smoke. He's over here actually telling the whole entire world on social media that Kris Middleton is the best player. I didn't go that far. Giannis is a 2-time MVP. 1 year, he actually won his MVP. He won the Defensive Player of the Year. Kris Middleton, I think he's been an all-star once or twice max. He's not that guy to lead the cavalry. But, yeah, he is the Robin to the Batman of Giannis. And I'm going to go as far as to say, like I've been saying all year long, this team only goes as far as Kris Middleton. They're down by 7. If Kris Middleton didn't show up, they would have lost Game 3. And Game 3 was so pivotal, like I said in the last episode, that whoever wins Game 3 is more likely to win the series. And we all know that the Bucks is the better team. Come on now. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if the Hawks can be the Cinderella story, right? The underdogs, right? To see if they can make it to the NBA Finals. Some people really believe the Hawks can make it to the NBA Finals, but you're not going to beat the Bucks because there's 2 guys you can't stop. You can't stop the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you definitely can't stop Kris Middleton from Texas A&M. You can't stop that guy. You can't. Unless you can show me otherwise, unless you can show me proof. And even though Game 1 and Game 2, Kris Middleton didn't play good, it's because he shot terrible shots. Like, Kris Middleton can get his buckets on his team. Yeah, if the Bucks more likely are going to go to the NBA Finals, and they're most likely probably going to play the Phoenix Suns, they have a better defensive combo guys, wingers that can guard a Giannis in a sense, that can guard a Kris Middleton, like a Mikal Bridges, like a Jay Crowder. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. The Hawks, I could break it down for you. Trae Young, had 17 points in the first half. He shot 7 for 12, from the field. He played great. The game was tied at 56 apiece at halftime. The only way the Bucks came back and won this game was because of Kris Middleton, what he did in the fourth quarter. And obviously, we're all going to see what's going to happen tomorrow with the Trae Young MRI. I don't think his ankle injury is that bad. But yes, he's not going to be 100%. So, game 5 or game 4 is going to be on Tuesday, in Atlanta. So we'll see what happens. But what a game. What a game. Obviously, there's not a lot of information I can, divulge over this because the game was actually great. Not like the Phoenix Suns game, the Clippers game, where the overall score was 84-80. It was a low-scoring game, one of the lowest scoring games in the season so far. And they both shot terrible. It was more like 90s basketball, 80s basketball, where the defense was very physical and no one can really buy a shot. I remember at a point where the game was like 75-71. And no one can buy a basket for 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And you got both teams that can score pretty well. But not like this, not like the Bucks. The Bucks and the Hawks, man, they're going to give you a lot of oohs and ahs, And Trae Young, he's still doing it. He's still doing it. I don't know if you actually heard, but like the shimmy thing gets to people. It does. You know, like people, you know, they remember that stuff. They put that on the chalkboard. You know what I mean? They remember. So like when you do stuff like that, just make sure you win those games. And everybody will look at it like, damn, you know, like he backed it up. But, you know, obviously when he did the shimmy, the Hawks were up, or it was a very close game. But, you know, Bobby Portis is a factor. I mean, this guy is playing big for them. He dropped 15 points off the bench today. Like, the dude hit a three-pointer, was just going in. Like, the Bucks don't really have a bench, if you look at it. Like, they have nobody. Like, Forbes came in and hit a three-pointer, but he wasn't, like, in the first round against the Miami, he had, like, 75, 76, 77 points in the first round, and ever since then, the dude just disappeared, right? But, like, you know, Bobby Portis, sorry, I keep getting him mixed up with Clint Capella, but Bobby Portis came out, and he showed out. And obviously they need that. They only had 3 guys in double figures. Actually, I think it was 4 guys probably. But 3 guys that I recall was Kris Middleton, who had 38 points. Giannis had, I think, 33 and 11. And Bobby Portis had 15 points. And I don't think Drew Holiday had more than 10 points. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong for that. But, yeah, wow, man. The fourth quarter was amazing. And just let that marinate. Just let it marinate for a second. Kris Middleton dropped 25 points in 7 minutes or so. That's insane. That just tells me you can get your bucket whenever you want. And this 38 points that he dropped was much needed because they needed his every single point of it to win this game. And the Hawks, I don't know what can they really do, to be honest. They kept it competitive for about 3 quarters, and then Trae got hurt. But going into game 4, and I believe the Hawks have a chance. They have a chance to win game 4. Game 3 was the toughest one because game 3 decides the series, but game 4, they might have a chance. They might. And it all depends on Trae Young. Like, Trae Young is the engine to the whole city of Atlanta. Like, they can only go as far as him. Like, the same thing I said about Kris Middleton as far as, like, the Bucks, the same thing with Trae in Atlanta. Like, they have no other guy that can really curate. Lou Will is more of a scorer. He's not going to crave for somebody. But they don't have nobody that's a playmaker. So they need Trae Young. And obviously, other guys got to step up. You need a Bogdanovic to step up. You need a Gallinari to step up. John Collins has been doing his thing. John Collins, to me, is the only guy that is playing with energy, with effort. He's doing everything he can to play on both sides. Because you got to understand, on the offensive side, like, he's really not going to go to the paint like that unless it's alley-oop or it's a dunk. And he's out there in the perimeter pretty much trying to shoot threes. So he has a tough task to do that. And then also focus on Giannis, who's basically averaging like almost 35 points in the series. The guy's been averaging almost damn near 32 or 33 points in the whole entire playoffs. And then obviously double digits in rebounds. So they have no answer for him. But you got to tip your hat off to John Collins because John Collins is not a defender. He can't guard. You know what I mean? Like, so, but I like his effort. And I like the way he actually plays. And this team is young. So all this stuff, obviously this is a good experience. So going on down the road, they can build around. We'll see what happens with John Collins in the offseason because there's been a lot of talks in the beginning of the year that he clashed with Trae Young. And I spoke about that episodes ago. But I think everything changed. So the best chemistry on the team is these 2 guys, Trae Young and John Collins. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what they can really do as far as like Kevin Huerter in the worlds, Lou Wills of the worlds, Bogdanovic, Gallinari. They need those guys. Trae Young had a miraculous game 1. He dropped 48 points, but that's not going to happen again. I personally don't believe that. He was on a pace to hit 40 points tonight because he had 32 points when he got hurt in the third quarter. So he's on a pace to get to 40 points. But, like, going forward, I don't think he'll be the same player because of the ankle injury. And, obviously, all eyes are going to be on the MRI tomorrow. But I think the MRI is going to come back negative. I think he's gonna have some swelling around his ankle, but I think he'll be playing Game 4. There's no way in the world Trae Young's gonna miss Game 4. It's not gonna happen. Like, his ankle injury didn't look that bad when I saw it, and the reports coming out of Atlanta close to the situation is saying that his ankle is not in bad shape, but they're gonna have their hopes and they're gonna be optimistic about the MRI and see what happens. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back negative. And Milwaukee, and for the Deer District out there, man, the whole state of Wisconsin is showing love to the Bucks, and I like that because Milwaukee actually really do have like real passionate fans. And the Deer District reminds me of the Jurassic Park, like in Toronto. It's the same thing. They have fans outside there in the thousands, and I really believe the Bucks will be in the NBA Finals this year. So, I mean, there's not a lot to get into it as far as like the game itself. It's self-explanatory. I know some of you guys probably already seen the highlights or actually watched the game. And we'll see what happens on Tuesday with, Game 4. I really want the Hawks to win because I want this series to continue to be long as possible because I actually love the NBA playoffs. I don't want this to end anytime soon. So if it can go 6 games, 7 games, I will enjoy that. But we know that's not going to happen. We all know that's not going to happen. So we'll see what happens going forward. Phoenix Suns, like for me, see, I went to Arizona State, man. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really root for the Suns when I was there, even though they had Steve Nash and Stoudemire. But this is great for the city of Phoenix and the state of Arizona. For them to go back to the NBA Finals, first time since '93, when they had Charles Barkley, they had Johnson, a couple other guys. I probably forgot the names, but it's been a while, and the city was completely different back then. So we'll see what happens. I promised you guys I was going to drop an episode about the last game, but that game was terrible to talk about. It was nothing really to talk about at all. You know what I mean? But like game 5 in Phoenix, we're going to see if they're going to close it out. I'm definitely going to drop a video about that. Regardless of what happens to the outcome, I'm pretty sure the Phoenix Suns got a shot to end it and close it out. And then go to the NBA Finals for the first time since '93, '94 when they played against the Chicago Bulls and the Michael Jordan company. So I'll have a lot to speak upon when that actually happens. So for y'all that's been watching this, I appreciate the love, man. I enjoy every single bit of this for real. Like, I actually enjoy the games. I watch every single game. I watch the highlights. I watch all the press conferences of all the major players out there. And obviously I listen to some other stuff in the mornings and stuff like that. But, like, all this stuff that I'm telling you is organic. This is fresh off just watching the game. So, like, stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode on the Phoenix Suns and the Clippers. Game 5 in Phoenix. It's going to be rowdy in AZ. In the 602 in downtown Phoenix. It's going to be lit. And I hope y'all enjoy it, man. So until then, I hope y'all stay safe. Man, like I said, COVID ain't no joke. I'm going to keep telling y'all that until y'all get bored of it, man. Until y'all actually take it serious. COVID ain't no joke, but stay safe out there. I'll see y'all soon, man. Peace. One love.